Good morning, everyone. Clint, I want you on YouTube because I'm going to play you when I'm a bit down to bring the energy up. Fantastic, thank you. This morning has been very inspirational in just the few minutes that we've spent together, and it's my pleasure to be here and talk about Carol for a few minutes. Paul asked me to keep this to 3 minutes. I think Carol would prefer that I kept it to 1 minute. So I'm trying to do my best. And I want to congratulate the person who edited her biography on page 104, because I don't know how they brought it down to the number of words they did. This morning, I think we're giving awards, but awards are symbols of what we value. Because if we had the entire day, we would give it to so many people here who inspire us. And I think what Carol embodies is her tireless work for the good of many in education and for peace. She is an exemplar of service to others. Carol talks to the presidents and prime ministers of nations, asking them to give money, effort, and create policies that help many, many, many children. And she talks to them, hopefully with the same respect, but she talks to them with the same respect as she does with anyone. You might have met her waiting for coffee, and she would talk to you with the same respect. Many IB staff are really marvel that she talks to them as if they were just as important as a president or a prime minister. That's who she is as a person. The inspirational aspect of her work is to have taken on sometimes politically charged, very big problems and long-term issues. She's working on 2 or 3 of these right now that leaves us with an average IB mindset or an inspirational IB mindset, marveling at her capabilities, her capacities, and her endurance with these issues. I've had a real chance to evidence the Carol Bellamy effect more recently. We in the IB met with Queen Rania of Jordan and IB parents 3 times over very recently. And we were talking to her about IB education, and she is a wonderfully gracious woman of great intellect, very interested in education issues. And when I mentioned Carol's name, as Carol being the chair of our board, her face lit up. And she said, "We miss Carol, and we miss her at UNICEF. Please tell her hello." Such is the grace and the impact of Carol. You're an inspiration, Carol. Thank you for all you've done for the IB over the past 6 years when it went through its most stunning transformation, and for all that you've done for education and peace throughout your life, and for what you continue to do. Thank you. The photo thing now. Yeah. Let me pick the right one.
But it says George on it.
Why am I holding it? I think you're supposed to hold it.
Thank you. Thank you, Sue. By the way, Sue, they love you, they love you, they love you. I wanted you didn't have to run up and say that, actually. Although I will tell you, Drew's staff is standing by the door because they do want to know what his score was. Thank you very much. It really has been a great honor for me to chair the board of the International Baccalaureate for the last, I'm now in my 6th year, so this is my final year. And for those, somebody said the other day that they didn't know who was on the board. It's like a secret society. Darth Vader could be on the board, they said to me, actually. This was ahead of school. So for those of you who actually can drill down, you can actually find out who's on the board. It's a great board, and I want more people to know who's on the board. We don't make it very easy for you to know, but when you go back to your rooms or as you're sitting late, or right now when I'm boring you, you could be checking and seeing who's on the board. I followed an incredible chair, Monique Seyfried. For those of you who remember her, she's still actively involved, and so I had, it was like trying to follow Clint, actually, which is why I'm glad I'm the 47th person to follow you this morning. But I followed an incredible chair. I've had the opportunity during the time of chairing the board to work with two directors general, Jeff Beard, who I think was the right person for the right time, took an incredible jewel, the International Baccalaureate, repositioned it in a way to make it fit for purpose for not only the 21st century, but as we head forward. And we need to do that. And now with Siva, who truly has the educational vision that I think this incredible organization needs. I've had an opportunity to work with the wonderful IB team. You probably know best the team from Bethesda, but whether it's Cardiff or The Hague or Geneva or Singapore or Bethesda, the IB staff is a staff that is matched by no others that I know. And I've had an incredible opportunity to work with wonderful board members. So it has been a journey that I have just enjoyed enormously and look forward to. They're still stuck with me for another couple months. And so we are in the process of looking for a next chair, so if any of you have suggestions, please let us know. But I think the most important has been you and our wonderful IB learners. I've always been moved by some words from Robert Kennedy, particularly some of his speeches in South Africa. He said one time, he said, some believe there is nothing, and he said this in the 60s actually, some believe there is nothing one man or one woman can do against the enormous array of the world's ills, against misery, against ignorance, or injustice, or violence. Yet many of the world's great movements of thought and action have flowed from the work of a single person. You are, each one of you, that single person. Whether you're a teacher, a coordinator, a principal, a head, a superintendent, staff, you are that single person. And each day, I know, in every way, you make this world a better place. Thank you very much.